Good morning, I am meteorologist Steve Krasnowski with your weather briefing storm scoop update for Wednesday, December 2nd, 2020, and we'll call this one Storm, 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 because that's what the pattern is showing. Here is our 6:30 surface map. You can see pretty dry out here in the west. Throughout a lot of the country, a little disturbance down here. It is cold, I'll show you that in a second. Still have a boundary here that still has some snow showers. There are some flurries that have started moving through to the New Jersey area. Nothing too much to worry about, but here are those cold temps I promised you for this morning. Much of the country is down into the 40s, but below freezing. But even here into Florida, you got some 40s, and you can see that here, even some 20s up in the northern part of the Panhandle. But nothing north of maybe 52, 53 in Florida, which is falling iguana season, really, when you think about it. Alright, tropical or subtropical storms in December are rare, but they're not unheard of. These are the number of storms since 1851. Again, they are usually in this basin here. There have been 8 in the last 20 years, most commonly, again, found over that central subtropical Atlantic. And that's the maximum winds of those storms. So you still get them in December, but you don't have them as quite intense. Here is our drought monitor. We always talk about our area up here, but it's usually always dry in Colorado. I learned that when I moved there. Foolishly, I just didn't realize how dry it would be. We've not seen some precipitation in the last week. Well, we have seen, sorry. It has not been enough for any improvements to the U.S. drought monitor. This fall is very similar to 2012 in some aspects, especially out in the Four Corners states right there. We definitely have something to track. Yesterday I talked about how the models are all over the place, and they still sort of are. But all models have a weekend storm. It's just what they do with it. The Euro is schizophrenic. It went from having nothing to a pretty substantial one. The GFS keeps going back and forth. One day it has it, the next day it pulls back, then it has it, then it pulls back. The NAM isn't really out there yet. It doesn't believe in the storm. The Canadian, I think, is the most bullish with the European. Looking a little more into the European. This is the European on Saturday. So 10 a.m. moves in, and then you can see as it cuts up, the warm sector pulls back further west. But upstate New York, good dousing of snow, especially up by Albany. Might deal with some rain at first, but that'll change over. Again, this all depends on sort of the track and where these lows are going to go. Diving in deeper into the 6Z Euro, in my opinion, it's too strong. The whole evolution is a complex story, and it should be watched for the next couple of days, so we're going to have to just keep our eye on it. Here's what the Euro is dropping for snowfall totals, total precip. This will be a banger in terms of bringing precip. And windy again, sort of like what we saw with our last storm. Looking at this is a matter of phasing. If we can get our phasing, the storm will be a lot better shape. And finally, our temperature anomalies. This is for November, and you can see that most of November was quite warm. Globally, especially in the northern hemisphere and the Arctic, which is very sad to keep seeing this, but here we are. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm meteorologist Steve Krasnowski. Have a great day.